You know, RuneScape speedrunning is actually more popular than you thought. Since I made my original Tutorial Island speedrunning video, dozens of people have added their times to the high scores. I used to be 3rd place on this list, now I'm 9th. But get this, somebody beat Research's record of 2 minutes and 54 seconds, a record I didn't think anyone would ever beat. Evo from Finland got 2 minutes and 48 seconds, which is insanely close to the theoretical best possible time. Now let's be honest, I probably could beat it, but I'm just bored of Tutorial Island. I needed a new challenge. I wanted to create my own category, something super unique and strange, just like my money-making videos. Thanks to the help of my VR headset and my man Connor, I was able to do just that. Last year I made a video called Virtual Reality RuneScape. My guy Connor recreated most of Varrock in virtual reality, and I was able to walk around and admire everything from a first-person perspective. I also got to wield lots of popular RuneScape weapons and fight off a bunch of barbarians. Well, Connor's only managed to go on and do it again, twice. He's made a recreation of Lumbridge and Falador, all with unique props and Easter eggs for you to discover. Falador is probably one of my favorite cities in the game, one of the most beautiful areas, and it shows in virtual reality. Right when you spawn in, you're greeted by Sarah Doman, who looks so powerful and manly and sexy. You could spend hours like I did just walking around the place, checking out all the cool artwork, weapons, and buildings. The Rising Sun pub is definitely a place I'd get drunk in with the boys. Imagine stumbling out of there into Falador Park and spending some time pissing off Wise and the gardener. But the coolest thing that Connor added was the ability to complete the Falador Agility course. Everybody always says, how cool would it be to complete a RuneScape Agility course in real life? Unless somebody takes the time to build a replica-sized version of it, this is the closest you're going to get. And this isn't just running around and jumping. You've got to walk across tight ropes, swing across the handholds, and boost yourself over multiple roofs. It's pretty awesome, I won't lie. I definitely could not stop smiling when I first started trying it out. But that smile did not last long, because me being the competitive guy I am, I wanted to do it fast. I wanted to be the fastest person ever to complete the Falador Agility course. In VR, but same thing. So what is the fastest time to complete the Falador Agility course in the main game? I tested out multiple runs, and the absolute fastest time I managed to get was exactly 55 seconds. All the other times ranged around there as well, so I knew I was maybe only off by a few ticks each time. I only know of one person who's completed the VR Fally Agility course, and that's Connor. His time was 1 minute and 28 seconds. Granted, he did do his a bit casually, but still a respectable time. But I'm gonna show him no respect. I'm tryharding. I'm going for the fastest time I can get. I don't care how long it takes, and trust me, it's going to take a while. This isn't easy. It's actually a bit demoralizing how often I've failed. Every time I fall down, I've got to walk all the way back to the start, kind of like a walk of shame, just like in the main game. You know how when you see someone fall off an agility course and think to yourself, ha, sit. I feel that shame here too. Luckily, there was no audience when I was doing this, so it wasn't too bad. I learned that the course is split up into 3 main sections. The first section, which includes the first tightrope and the handholds. the second section, which includes 2 tight ropes, and the third section, which is pretty much just free running and jumping on top of the roof. The hardest section by far is the handhold section, where you have to make your way across the building using these handholds. Your RuneScape character makes this look incredibly easy. I mean, look how elegantly you swing across it. In VR, not the case. Lose grip on one of the handholds, and your ass is headed downwards. Just like with any game you're speedrunning, it all comes down to memorizing when and where to click, and figuring out the correct timing for everything. Simple to understand, very difficult to perfect. But that's not going to stop me from getting the fastest time I can get. Is it possible to complete the Falador agility course in virtual reality faster than you can do it in-game? Can I beat 55 seconds? Here's my fastest run. 49 seconds. It is possible to do the Fally agility course faster in VR than you can in game. So for right now, I officially hold the world record for fastest completion of the Falador agility course. The section that saves you the most time is the very first section. Climbing the starting handholds and making your way across the first tightrope takes 9 seconds in game, but only about 4 seconds in VR. All the other sections are fairly even, so this first section is the biggest time save. In total, it took me about 100 tries or about 3 hours. I definitely think I could do it a bit faster, but in order to keep my mental health okay, I'll wait to do it again in the future in case someone else happens to break my record. Connor is doing God's work with the maps. If you'd like to check out any of them for yourself, I'll leave links in the description of the video to the maps and to his Discord in case you have any questions for him or are looking to help him out in any way. The difference in Varrock, which was his first map he made in comparison to Falador, his most recent one, is pretty big, and I can't wait to see what he has next in store. Experiencing RuneScape in VR is pretty surreal. Yes, it's not the main game, but it feels pretty close. The only thing missing is NPCs that are walking around and other players to interact with. Thanks to the OSRS weapons pack, fighting is incredibly fun. There's nothing like gaining some combat XP in front of Farmer Fred's house. I feel like virtual reality is a bit of a touchy subject. I think it's something a lot of people want to be able to try, but the cost of entry can be a bit overwhelming. Needing a good PC, a good VR headset, space to play and move, there's a limited amount of truly great games for VR, it makes sense to not want to jump in. I felt the same way until Valve suckered me into buying the Valve Index. When they announced that my favorite video game series of all time, Half-Life, was getting a VR game, I just had to buy one. Luckily, Half-Life Alyx alone was completely worth the money I spent to play it. I don't know how you guys feel about VR, especially RuneScape VR, since this technically isn't the actual game. It's just sort of a replica of it. I don't want you guys to feel like I'm tricking you when I say RuneScape VR. If there was a way to place myself in the main game in VR or a first-person perspective, you bet that I would jump on that hype train right away, but unfortunately I just don't think that's really possible at the moment, and it just has to be something we're gonna have to hope for one day. But for now, I'll continue to enjoy the work that Connor's putting into his maps. If you'd like to see my last video covering the Varrock map in VR, I'll leave a link to that in the description as well. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. If you'd like to watch more of my content, check out my last video where I uncovered all the mistakes in the 2006 RuneScape handbook by Jagex, or my video about an account that I haven't made a video on, well, until now, in over a year.